driving a car, we need to continually make decisions. How fast to drive, which lane to take, even when to enter a roundabout. Make the correct decision and we will stay safe, but make a mistake and we could cause danger. In this video, I will drive a full driving test route here in Bury St Edmunds, whilst giving you a commentary of what I am thinking about whilst driving the car. This is quite a long video, so we have indexed it in case you want to jump ahead to a later section. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next video. Also, if you have any questions, please comment below and we will do our best to answer.
Hi there, so we're going to be doing a full test route today, and while we're driving along I'm going to be pointing out all the things that I'm looking for. So just to give you an idea, hopefully as you're driving along, what you should be looking out for, what you should be mindful of, road markings, pedestrians, any hazards that might occur. So this is not a complete commentary on everything that I'm going to see. It's just going to be, sorry, just adjusting my seat. It's going to be just commentating on things that are the most important. So yes, there will be things that you might see on the cameras that I don't notice or I don't talk about. I will notice them. But it's just about at that moment in time, exactly what I'm seeing and what I'm having to deal with. So we're going to follow a full test route. So we're currently at the test centre in Bury St Edmunds, and I'm going to be following the sat nav. Now normally 3/4 of the route, after about 3/4, 20 minutes, you would the sat nav would be stopped and the examiner would then give you directions. But in this case I'm just going to keep following the sat nav the whole time, trying to talk in between her wonderful instructions, I'm sure. So I know the route, but every day is different, driving conditions, people, volume of traffic, etc. So hopefully there'll be some things to talk about and it won't just be boring. So first things first, I'm sitting here mindful of the weather conditions. Believe it or not, it snowed yesterday. I was making snowmen. But today, quite bright, it's dry, it's not raining. The roads are a bit damp, but not icy. It's well above zeros. I haven't got to consider ice or anything like that. So just being mindful, probably that wheels are a bit damp, road's a bit damp, might be a bit greasy, but we'll just have to compensate for that, don't you? And just be mindful of it, really. So let's get going. So, okay. Making sure everywhere's clear, although as you can see, the car park is pretty quiet. So if your test centre is in a car park, you need to be mindful that obviously not at the moment, I mean, it's not very busy here, but you will potentially be, I think SatNav might want to talk to me soon. No, we're all right. You've got to be mindful of pedestrians, other cars. So even though there is a very clear one-way system in this car park, some people, well, a lot of people don't take much notice of it. So don't expect people to do what the road markings say, because they don't always. So keep your speed nice and low and take your time. Be mindful of pedestrians. Be mindful of other road users in car parks. Lovely lady crossing the road in front of me, but plenty of time. I'm going slow enough. She's having a good look. So coming out of here, this is a one-way road, but traffic does come from the right. And
turn left, then cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
So I'm turning left, two very clear lanes here, left turn, right turn. Obviously make sure that we are in the correct lane for the direction of travel we want to take. Not much going on yet, is there?
After 100 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
So in this case, the sat-nav's asked me to cross the roundabout, which is normally a straight ahead.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
But actually it's a right turn for us here, and there's two clear lanes saying right and left. Now obviously I was looking for the traffic coming from the right, but mindful that the roundabout is actually faded there, so not everybody gives way when they should.
cross the roundabout and take the third exit.
So if you're wondering why I'm in the right hand lane to go straight on, there is a sign saying that it is straight on in the right hand lane in that roundabout, but the road markings have faded. So normally we would go straight on left hand lane.
After 100 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Thank you very much. So pedestrian crossing, it's all
Cross the
clear.
roundabout and take the second exit.
Of course, she keeps interrupting me, doesn't she? Okay, making sure it is clear. So even though it went green, people still might just step out, nobody come in. Really making sure my lane positioning on this roundabout, really keeping to the left. Okay, so I can hear the start of a siren. I saw a flash of blue lights, I believe it's an ambulance. So I'm just gonna carry on making progress, but be mindful of where that ambulance might be coming. And it
After
is
300
coming my way.
yards, go right on the roundabout and take the fifth exit
Okay,
towards
so
Sudbury.
I have an ambulance coming. I know I wouldn't necessarily stop, but just checking that blind spot. There we go. Well, bit of excitement. So we're turning right at this roundabout.
Go right on the roundabout and take the fifth exit.
A lot of exits. Nobody come in. So lots of mirror checks here, making sure that there's nobody on our left trying to come up inside of us. Especially here, people that are joining. Nice early signal over to the left, making sure everybody knows I'm coming across. That is not an exit, that's an exit to a sugar beet factory rather than
Take
a
the
road.
exit.
And we are coming off this exit. So slip road, making good
After 1
progress.
mile, take the exit towards Sudbury.
Towards Sudbury. Okay. So making good progress, building up speed. Slip road's there for you to match the speed, get on merging, right blind spot check, and we're on. Being mindful of my following distance. So it's not raining, but I do obviously need to make sure that I'm at least 2 seconds behind. So I can check on this P marker, the car in front.
After 800
And
yards,
1,
take the
and
exit
2,
towards
and
Sudbury.
3.
Then go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
Okay, so I was 3 seconds behind and I need to take this exit. So I'm
Take
looking
the
for my
exit,
markers.
Then go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
So signalled in between my 3 and 2. So I'm taking this exit and then turning right on the roundabout. So I'm just going to exit straight into the right hand lane. If I know I'm turning right,
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit towards Sudbury.
so that's fourth or fifth time she's
Go
told me.
right on the roundabout
And again.
take the third exit.
Okay, so I know I'm slowing down speed. It is a green traffic light, but it had been green for a little while, so I didn't want to presume it was going to stay green. Again, it's been green for a little bit there. So back there was 3 lanes.
Take the exit, then go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
So back there was 3 lanes. Left lane was straight on, back onto the A14. Middle lane was straight on and turn right. Right lane was right turn only. I chose the middle lane because it filters us through into this left-hand side nicely. So being mindful of that box junction, it's not busy, so there wasn't a lot of traffic, but in rush hour, we wouldn't want to stop on it.
After 100 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Again, this
Go
isn't
right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
this isn't a right turn, so on test, examiners actually correct the sat-nav here and tell us that it's a straight on second exit. So we've got a merging turn. Just checking on the right, make sure nobody's coming in. And our traffic lights are going amber.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
So even though it might go amber, you have to wait until they're clear, but because this is a toucan crossing, it actually goes red, amber, green sequence rather than a flashing amber. There we go. It's gone quiet. turning right.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
It's our local wolf. Good afternoon. I like to say good afternoon to him. If you're not familiar with Bury St Edmunds, look up the legend of the wolf. There you go, bit of local knowledge. That's what I do when I'm teaching. Give my pupils a little tour, you know, like a tourist information, guided tour of Bury. It's pretty quiet today, traffic conditions. I mean, it's a Sunday, we're in lockdown. Making sure that Mini stays behind the cyclists, which they did. Lovely. So the road ahead of me is no entry, so I must follow the road, going to the left. Still like to check my left mirror, you never know if there's anybody sneaking up on the left-hand side, a motorbike, cyclist. So this is a one-way road indicated by our signs, so I will use all the road.
After 200 yards, go straight on.
So signs indicate we must turn left, mindful zebra crossing, and we are also entering a 20-mile-an-hour zone. Nobody coming from there.
Go straight on.
So she says it's a straight on, but actually this is a road off of this is a minor road off of this major road that would continue around that way. So it's good to indicate. We're still in a 20 zone. Doesn't look like it, but hidden behind these houses is a school, and hidden up one of these roads is another school. So therefore, I know why it's a 20. It's not obviously going to be a 20.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay. So we're going straight on, second exit. Mindful of cars coming out there. They always seem a bit keen.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Very polite sat-navs, aren't they? So this is a busy roundabout. Again, really making sure of our lane discipline here, because a lot of people might be turning right to go into town. Oh, there's a puppy. It's a Dalmatian puppy. There we go. It's a bit wiggly, the road markings along here. It's hard to see, especially when it's damp, and they are a bit faded, and I think they've done a bit of resurfacing work, but the central line kind of comes across and over because of the allocated parking permit for the houses here. Not everybody realises that though, so just being mindful. Oh, they've got the BMXs out. Why not? Okay, so I'm continuing to follow the road ahead, so I'm choosing the lane that has the straight on arrow. Again, mindful I'm approaching traffic lights that have been green for a little while, so still making progress, but ready to slow down without having to brake hard. I'm resisting the urge to sing. Normally when I drive I sing, but I won't subject you to my singing today.
After 800 yards, turn right.
That's a nice amount of warning there. So also, I'm not just listening to the sat-nav, so be mindful that they do give directions and distance until the next junction or what they're asking you to do. So at the top of my sat-nav, it currently says we are turning right in 500 yards. So even though they might not tell you in good time, just check the top of that sat-nav, see that you're aware of what your next turning is going to be, and then listen for your voice commands the nearer you get.
After 300 yards, turn right.
Being followed by a very strange blue car. Driver looks familiar. It's my husband. So this is a lovely junction, this one. Bit of a funny one. This is one of our special local junctions. So I call it the egg junction because there's an egg shape painted on the road. So I'm looking there, I'm going around the egg, I'm checking there, and then I'm continuing across. There we go. How fun was that? Go on, skip. Doing some exercise in the garage. Why not? Humps for 400 yards. Not too bad, these ones, but some of them can be horrible, can't they? Really quite tough on the car. So if you do see those signs, you know, it's not about slowing right down, but just be mindful that sometimes they don't look too bad and then they are. This one's a pretty good one on a zebra crossing. So by school. Again, wiggly lane positioning lines, so making sure that we are keeping to our road position. Mindful that the cycle lane has switched to our side, and the cycle line's got a...
After 200 yards, turn left.
Oh, okay, I'll turn left. The cycle lane was a solid white line, so we must not cross it, rather than normally a dotted line where we can cross it if we need to.
Turn left.
But the cycle lane on this road is a solid white line, so we must not cross it. And if we did on our test, we would fail. Nice wiggly little road. So at some point during your test, they would ask you to do a manoeuvre or pull up on the left. Sometimes it would just be pull up on the left and then drive on. Sometimes it would be pull up on the left close to a parked car, and then they ask you to pull away again. So at some point along here, I'm going to ask myself to pull up on the left in a safe, convenient and legal place, please. So I'm going to mirror signal, and I'm going to choose... I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to do this one. Making sure I'm not blocking those driveways, which I'm not. Park. So make your car safe, cancel your indicator, and then you wait for the examiner to tell you to move on when you're ready, which I will. Give my blind spots. I will indicate for my husband's benefit, but as there's no one else around, I wouldn't normally have indicated.
At the end of the road, turn right, then turn left.
So let me know what you think about that one, because I stopped not quite in front of a junction, but a little bit. So it'd be good to get your comments on whether you think, what you think about my positioning there. I'm not going to say anything.
Turn right, then turn left.
So we're turning right at the end of the road. Nice clear road markings around here, actually. Out for his Sunday afternoon stroll. Bless him. So no centre marking, but obviously a...
Turn left, then turn left.
Solid line on the left. So making sure I keep the other side of that. Nice and windy, this one. Making sure giving good clearance to cars. Examiners will be looking for that.
After 200 yards, turn left, then turn right.
So when it's safe to do so, or avoid the pothole, when it's safe to do so, I'm using as much of the road as I can to make sure I give good clearance. Checking my mirrors, make sure...
Turn left, then turn right.
Making sure there's no one, mainly cyclists, it's not wide enough. Turn left, here we go. And straight away
turn right, then turn left.
Got a funny story about here. Genuinely, on a lesson, saw a man walking a pig. Not a little pig, full-grown sized pig. It's crazy, couldn't believe it. He was on a lead, actually he was on a harness. Fully grown man, walking a fully grown pig. It's amazing what you see when you teach people to drive. I actually had to stop the car. Wasn't quite sure I'd actually seen it properly. Never seen him since. There we go.
Turn left, then at the end of the road, turn right.
These lovely people are far away enough, but would be mindful if they were coming along. Ooh, nice and blind here. So, kept my left lane position.
Turn right.
But Kept nice and slow as well, making sure that I wasn't in the middle of the road, but I was approaching slow enough to see. Can't quite see because these lovely people walking their dog. Now I can, and we're off. So nice little hill start there. I'm in an automatic, so it's not too bad. Obviously, if you were in a manual, you would make sure that you were using your biting point and accelerator or gas. Just waiting for these nice pedestrians. You are more than welcome, sir. Oh, I like her pink peak on her hat. Oh, it's a baseball cap. I do like it when people are polite. Again, making sure I've got good clearance on these cars.
Yards, turn left, then turn right.
Now, someone's coming and they gave me a flash. I didn't react straight away and carry on. I just wanted to make sure that they had definitely stopped and were waiting for me, but we'll say thank you very much. Very nice of them.
Turn left, then turn right.
Oh, I'm turning left here. Look at that. Mindful, I wasn't taking much notice, was I? But thankfully, I wasn't zooming along, was I? So now where we go? We're turning right. There we go.
Turn right.
That lady's hat said Fred. Don't know if that's her name. Massive pothole. Look at that. It's a nice one, isn't it? I think we'll avoid that.
At the end of the road, turn left.
Okay, we've got this gentleman on his bike. Okay, he's still on the road.
Turn left.
Just making sure I'm not too close to him. Wouldn't want to clip his ankles now, would I? That's nice and clear. Again, parked cars on the left, so keeping my position until I can see round and make sure it's nice and clear. I'm over the chevrons because I need to, but they are dotted white lines so I can cross them.
After 300 yards, turn right.
And again, just like an examiner would, this time I'm going to ask myself to pull up on the left in a safe, convenient and legal place, please. So I will, and I'm going to pull up just before the bus stop. And I'll drive on when I'm ready. Now, again, what are your thoughts on? I've stopped before the bus stop, but what would you say if I had stopped in it? Good to know what you think. Pop it in the comments. And I am turning right.
Turn right.
Itchy eye. So I've got zebra crossing. I've got crossroads. So I'm making sure that we're nice and clear, no pedestrians, and keeping good lane position as well. We want to make sure people can see exactly what we're doing. Now, this is one of those situations we're both heading towards each other. Mexican standoff. Doo, doo, doo. Now, I can't really go anywhere, but if I stop before this big gap here, they can use it, should use it. I will say thank you. Didn't look too happy, did couldn't really go anywhere. So this is a good example of who has the priority, who has the right of way, and actually, neither of us do. Oh, you stand back, love. Thank you. Everybody behave themselves. Yeah, nobody has priority. It's just about being polite, who got there first, if you, and also there is an element of who's got the nearest available gap. So if I had a gap to pull into, I think it would be the right thing to do it. But if they had a gap, I would expect them probably to use it. But, you know, don't assume that people are going to do that. Some people are I'm just going to go for it. So nobody had priority, but it's just about being polite and being safe and not assuming that everybody's going to do what you would do. Okay, cheers, mate. So, can't really see very well, but making sure I kept a good left lane position until I knew it was safe. She has a storage box and bubble wrap. Packing
After
something
200
up.
yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
Okay. Again, mindful of the cyclist, but she's got a nice clear road.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
This is a groovy roundabout. I like this one. So, can't afford to go over the end of your road on this one, and it's literally take the gap. If you can see it, take it and get going. Pedestrian crossing. So now I'm looking at the sat nav, and I know she wants me to go straight on at the next roundabout, and I know
after 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn right.
And I know that this is a straight on right hand lane again.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn right.
So in this situation, get across into the right hand lane as soon as you can. Now this is interesting. I can go, but I can see a queue of traffic on the other side of the roundabout because the traffic lights were red. So I can now see it's moving, so I will make progress and go across, straight across. But if I'd have gone when the traffic lights were still red and there was a queue, I potentially would have blocked the roundabout. So I wouldn't have wanted it.
Then you have reached your destination.
Okay, so we're coming back to the end of the test route now, and I've done a couple of pullovers. Didn't do an emergency stop today. You might be asked to do that. But what I haven't done is my one manoeuvre. Dun, dun, dun. So what I'm going to do is, if I was the examiner, I would be saying I'd like you to follow the road ahead.
You have reached your destination.
Thank you very much. Checking for traffic. I'd like you to follow the road ahead, and then at the end of the road, turn right, choose any one of the bays on the left-hand side marked for the test centre, and I'd like you to reverse into it, finishing with all four wheels within the white lines. There we go. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's no one coming, but I am going to signal left, just so people know what I'm doing. I'm going to pick my bay back there, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to put it into reverse, and we're checking all around, making sure I have blind spots, and I'm coming back, and I'm going to do my turning, still checking my blind spots, making sure all around that I'm safe. There is someone waiting for me. That is my husband. Isn't he lovely, being very patient? My little girl's in the car as well. There we go, using my mirrors, but not relying on them. Making sure that I'm between the white lines. I better get this right first time, hadn't I, people, eh? There we go, so I'm nicely in between the white lines. Now I'm just straightening myself up, because what you don't want to do is have wonky wheels and end up with one of your wheels touching the white lines. There we go. So I'm still checking around. That's my parking sensors. And I'm happy with that. Make the car safe. Okay. So that was me driving a test route. So that's actually only taken us about 25 minutes. Normally you would be driving for between 35 and 40 minutes, but because it's very quiet today, no traffic on the roads, A14 wasn't very busy, so got round a bit quicker than we would do. But hopefully you'll see, driving along, there's a lot going on, a lot to take notice of, a lot to be thinking of with road position, how to deal with different junctions. Obviously other road users, pedestrians do present hazards. We had a blue light ambulance today, so that was hopefully good to demonstrate, just to notice it, be mindful where it's going and get out of its way. If it was my loved one, I'd want to make sure they were getting there as quickly as possible. But apart from that, nothing really exciting, but hey, it was a nice easy drive, nice dry day, and not snowing. So yeah, hope you got something out of that, and let us know in the comments about the couple of places I stopped, what you think about those. I'm not going to say whether I was right or wrong. I'll leave that for you to comment and decide. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye.
If you found this video interesting, then please visit our channel, as there are over 100 more tutorial videos to help you improve your driving. If you would like to help us make new videos, then please consider becoming a member of our channel. Thanks for watching.